Hello, today I will speak about Scalable Vector Graphics, in short SVG. Scalable means we can scale it, zoom in, zoom out, and the quality will remain always the same. And vector, it's mean there are mathematical formulas inside, not pixels. Okay, the browser support of SVG is very high. We can use it nowadays. We can use SVG as normal tag image, img. We can use as background. Also, we can use as object tag, iframe, inside embedded, and as data URL. But the last four cases are not too much useful nowadays. They are pretty rarely. The most common is used as background image, as normal image, or inline SVG. Inline SVG is the if you want to use SVG and take full control about its elements, we can use inline SVG. What does it mean inline? We have a tag SVG with some attributes, and inside we can have some elements. Inline SVG can have attributes like normal HTML documents, HTML element, ID, styles, title, tab index, ARIA, data attribute, and it has some its own attributes. And now I will speak more about this. The first attribute is XML namespaces. We see these words. If we just use like this, like here, inside HTML, there's no problem to delete. But if you open this document, this SVG document, in some code editor and delete this word, this XML namespaces, and then try to add image, normal image tag, you will have broken image because browser cannot understand what does it mean. So it's a very important attribute. We can define width and height, and also I will tell about SVG grid. All SVG elements, they have their grid system coordinates. The top left corner is the starting point, 0, 0. So all elements and shapes that we have inside, we can move on horizontal axis and vertical axis. Let's speak about ViewBox. I will open some short video. ViewBox has 4 numbers. The first 2 numbers, this is starting point. As you see, the starting point you can define. It can be even negative. It just move vertically or horizontally our picture inside SVG element. But the last 2 points, they are width and height in user units. They are not pixels. So you can crop, you can zoom in, zoom out our picture. Let's see here. This is viewport is our full SVG grid system. And ViewBox, this is only part that browser will render. So we can choose which part of icon we want to show, to display. Here some more explain. We can zoom out and zoom in, and also we just can crop. Let's see what is inside SVG tags. I will be short. We can create rectangle, circle, ellipse, line, polyline, polygon, and path. This is a little more complicated, but here we see a simple figure. And let's see, this SVG is very long. As you see, we have passes, we have circles, we have text inside, and let's see what is it. This picture, ABC, it was the text. Okay, let's speak about text. We can add any text inside. We can style it. About styling I will speak later. We have text pass, when we can create very interesting effects. We can crop our image, so we can use image tag, not EMG, it is image tag. And we can use marker. As you see, we have marker tags, and inside marker we have some shapes or some passes. And let's speak about styling. We have attribute fill. This is something like background color. We have fill opacity. It gives opacity to our figures, our shapes. It has fill rule that regular how much the color will spread on our shape. We have stroke, it's mean border, so we can define the color, the width, even the dashes, so we can create different effects here. And we can, when we style, we can create different effects, and even using CSS. We have circle, and on hover I added some style. So I use fill, stroke. It can be regular from normal CSS. And let's speak about accessibility. This is very important topic because SVG considered as is much more accessible than normal image, because normal image tag has only alt attribute, but SVG has very good capabilities. And we must remember that any SVG is not only decorative element, it is a graphical document. Okay, let's speak why we must use because SVG, because it is easy resize. If somebody cannot see, when we resize SVG, we have always good quality. But if we try to resize some PNG or JPEG picture, we can see something like this. Then we can add correct structure in modes that our graphical order repeat the same as logical DOM order, because screen reader can read any elements, non-visible elements, title, description, and text for people who are blind. And here we can see an example of a title. Title is a brief description, and here we have a desk description in desk tag. Desk you can use, you can give much more big description, a bigger. Then we can use plain text. If the icon is just graphical element, decorative element, you don't need to use text. But if it has some meaning, it's better to use text than pass, because screen readers see the text and will read it. Also, we can have link and navigation inside. For example, here I have two links. This circle is one link, and the text is another link. It's very useful when we have some complicated graphics or maps, so user can click directly on some different places on your image. And let's speak about SVG animation. We can use set, where we defined what we want to change and how it will be changed. Now I reload the page and we will see that the radius was changed. We can use SVG animation with animate tag, where we define what we want to animate, the duration from where to where, and how many times. The same work animate transform and animate motion. It has a path attribute, and it is a little more complicated. Here the square is animated, and the text, it's another element, and it is animated too. So thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.